Sonia Ronners, or call you guys uh Sixers. We'll be like the Sixers.
Loki, I feel like Sixth Sense has fully fallen out of our vernacular and branding.
Yeah, but I don't think it has. I think that it's like sort of like this overarching thing of like, why is everything we say low key like the best thing ever?
Loki brilliance.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it permeates. It's not like highlighted, but it permeates, if that makes sense.
No, it seeps in. It's at the base level. It's at the
Yeah,
foundation.
totally
Um,
are.
Today we're talking about why everybody needs to get fat now.
Right now, I'm already on it. Like the Domino's pizza's on the way. Like I'm taking this seriously, guys. Yeah, we all need to get fat. I think that I think that it's done. I think that we're done with skinny. Like I think that's just like sort of at this point played out like really
It's,
intensely.
it's the last thing we have autonomy over is our bodies, and we're letting them trick us into the GLP-1s,
Yeah.
into the proteinification of everything. No matter.
We're letting we're letting them destroy our bodies. We're letting them manipulate us into killing ourselves. No, bro. Like this is what they wanted. This is what they wanted, and they're gonna start at the Dominoes. They're gonna start at the Dominoes to what is it called? Mix and match 6.99 per item. Like they're trying to stop us from really like being in that bag. And I'm sick of it. I'm putting my foot down. Go to the Raising Cane's. Don't get the three finger. Do the full box combo. Sub out the slaw for an extra piece of toast. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that.
We're not even talking far enough. We're talking caniac, no slaw, no fries, all toast, extra salt.
All all toast. We're gonna go to the Red Lobster and we're gonna do the endless shrimp. And we're not stopping at 30. We're not stopping at 40. We're not stopping at 50. And you will have the biscuits. You will have the biscuits. And I
uh,
know that messes up the whole getting to 50 shrimp, but it doesn't matter because again, this is bigger than you.
it is. And if you really believe in being counterculture, if you believe in
Yeah.
going against the grain and being
Mhm.
niche and indie, get fat. Get fat right now. Drink a big old beer with your lunch every day.
Yeah, well, also you could just drink a Coke. But yes, like I unfortunately for all of my trendsetters and divas out there who like to be ahead of the curve, unfortunately you're gonna have to sort of leave the gym and get to the Taco Bell. Start
Yeah.
putting hours in there because that's sort of where we're going as a society. That's where at least this podcast is gonna push people.
Wake up. 3 sets of spicy potato soft tacos.
Hmm.
Little nap. Wake up. Birria burrito. Take another
Hmm.
nap. Go see a movie. Big popcorn. Maybe a little beer afterwards. Maybe an ice cream after the beer. Let's have.
Definitely a frozen yogurt. Go ahead and get those toppings because ATP at this point, go ahead and give it to yourself.
Literally, like if we're gonna give money to the big man, let's give it to Uncle Menchie. Let's give it to
Yeah,
Uncle Mensch.
Mr. Mensch. Love that guy. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. I'm just like really tired of seeing people. I think like I like recently went back to Chicago and I saw my mom after a few months, and I just like totally forgot how like she just genuinely like eats the most gnarliest things ever. Where she just like like those frozen like pea carrot like the vegetable medley.
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll like what is it called? Boil that or like I don't know how you cook that stuff, but she'll like cook it and then she'll put it in a bowl and she'll put salt and pepper on it and then she'll eat it and be like, Sonia, this is really good. This is really good. It fills you up so much. It's delicious. And then you have it with a little bit of like chai, like a little bit of cha, and you sort of just live your life like that. And like I don't know. I don't think that's
That's it.
guys, I don't think that we can like keep doing that because at that point, I looked at my mom and I'm like, so like, what is genuinely the point of waking up every day?
Yeah, like I need some greasy, bready goodness right now.
I just think that we just need to be a lot more whimsical in our food choices because it's really the salt and pepper that got me as I'm looking at like the cabinet full of spices and I'm like, mom, like hey girl, like crying and throwing up for her, like, hey girl, like we can like maybe put something different on there. Maybe a little paprika just to even like spice things up, make it red,
Yeah, I'll
you
throw
know?
some color in it. Just get some
Yeah.
color. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
like
a good one.
I feel like paprika is like the natural version of red dye 40. Like if like you guys are really afraid of red dye 40, go ahead and just throw some paprika in there. It's not going to change the flavor at all. Can speak from experience. Will not influence the flavor at all, but it's nice to see the red.
Yeah,
See it.
it's an atmosphere add. We were drinking Shirley Temples at work the other day.
Mhm.
First off, so awesome to get back into a Shirley Temple
Yeah.
as like a 24-year-old. Like that's it's
Mhm.
back. I don't want a dirty Shirley either. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I just want it to be sweet and yummy. You know they be soaking them cherries in lye. That's how they get them all bright like that.
Lie?
Lye, like some rat poison type. That's for real.
Hey.
In low amounts, it can just like preserve cherries and make them red as fuck.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
that's why
okay.
I was like, maybe chemicals are okay, you
Yeah.
know?
Like maybe like we're gonna be okay. I I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that like if no chemicals is the goal and we're supposed to end up like Gwyneth Paltrow, like no shade to her, maybe like we actually do need the small doses of rat poison in our bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we do need a little bit of microplastics because to Gwyneth Paltrow, like I really don't know what we're doing. She said that instead of using dairy, she uses like rhubarb or something like that, or something like insane like that.
Go to hell.
Yeah, like, but no, she's already there. She's like, no, like this is hell. Like I'm bringing you here. I live here. For her. It's like I don't know. Like I'm like, is it great? Like, are you okay? And then there's like
Lit-
that's what she is. Like no emotion. She's just like,
Literally me with my "Don't tread on me" flag, but it's just
mm,
like whole milk. Like,
yeah,
come on, guys, can we
heavy,
please get back to whole milk? Let's be
heavy heavy on the whole milk. I feel like I've been fighting a one woman battle every time I go to any coffee shop where they're like, "Oh, skim." I'm like, "No, mama. 100% whole milk. Go ahead and get the cow udder out and squirt it right into my mouth because
and
like I'm
I'm,
sorry
I'm
like to my dairy free girls like, "Hey, I'm so sorry that that's your body, but like, I have to hold it down for my people too."
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Go drink the milk, have the crazy shits. It's worth it. It's good for your
Yeah.
soul, good for
Yeah.
your bones.
Yeah.
Also,
And it's good
speaking
for
of
your butt.
Gwyneth Paltrow, bruh, I was just me and Melvin rewatching Glee in
Mhm.
pastime. We just
Yeah.
got to the Gwyneth Paltrow guest appearance.
Yeah.
Just, first off, just that show, everything
Yeah.
about it. It's kind of like the original clip farming, is what we
Mhm.
were taking away. It's like watching it. It's like almost every episode had one or two clips that are like, oh yeah, you see this clip all the time, like, and it's
Yeah.
every episode, and like
Mhm.
that was great. Mr. Shu just being a freak.
Yeah.
What an absolute nutcase that guy
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I
yeah,
tell you something? I
huh.
think that I was thinking about like dream roles recently, like dream roles I'd love to act in. And I think one of my dream roles is actually to be a high school teacher on a TV show.
So
Yeah.
you trying to get on that Abbott Elementary swag, or I guess
No,
Abbott High
not on
School?
that. I want to be a high school teacher on a TV show
I think
or a
that'd
middle
be
school
for
teacher.
you. I feel like you could do that well.
Yeah. I do have some experience because I low key did do that in real life. But I just think it's so funny because it's really just like you're like slightly bitter, you know, and done with the kids. You see a couple making out in the hallways and you're like, you know what, it's really just genuinely not gonna be today because you don't know what my life is like.
Yeah.
Um I just I just think that I don't know, like I've been watching recently I just watched Love Simon and for the girls and guys who love Simon, the teacher in that movie, literally hilarious, like literally the funniest person ever. Oh my god, the teacher in the Duff, funny as hell.
The Duff. I don't think I know the Duff.
And did you hear that? Like literally half of our subscribers like unsubscribed with that. Like how could you wait a minute, how could you not know Bible?
The Sonia
Wait
Rondo
a minute, how could you not know Bible?
shooting me in the head. Well, I know. I remember the ads for it. I am familiar with the concept of the
Dude, this is actually really, really crazy. How are you living and not go see the Duff when you were 13?
I don't know. I feel like that just wasn't it wasn't in my bag. Why
Did you see
don't
The Fault in Our Stars?
no. Why would I have seen The Fault in Our Stars?
Because it was a cultural moment. Okay, okay.
That's white culture.
No, that's culture,
Uh,
culture. Do not erase this from the people of color. Do
yeah.
not erase this. No, because they were there too. They were there too. That's white. That's erasure from white people, and it's gotten into your brain. No, we were there. We were there. Okay.
Hey, respectfully, I'm gonna have to say I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's everybody. I don't know if that's everybody.
No, no, my people are there. My people are there. No, you weren't. No, that's Tumblr. That's Tumblr culture. That's literally Tumblr culture.
Well, I was there for book time, but once it was movie time, I was out the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
on Tumblr?
Like Loki, yeah.
You were on the book Tumblr?
Like when the book was popping, everyone's talking about that shit. I was in those conversations.
Okay, give me an example.
I don't have any examples because
Okay, but you're saying like, oh, like when the book was popping on Tumblr, I was like, that's hella vague. Like when I think book popping on Tumblr, I'm thinking Persassy from Percy Jackson. Like that's like where my mind
yeah.
goes.
I just mean in the sense of like I was sneaking on Tumblr because you got to imagine this is iPad time because we're what like
Yeah.
10, like roughly in that 8 to 10 sphere or 8 to 12.
You weren't on Tumblr when you were 13?
When I was 13, I was on Tumblr, but that's when I was getting into my own weird shit.
Yeah.
Like by then, I was kind of like getting pretentious with it a little bit, and I was
Oh,
like,
really? What part of Tumblr were you on? What was your pretension?
it was like The Weekend, Frank Ocean chunk of it
Oh,
was
okay,
very
okay.
like nostalgia ultra.
Yeah.
What's the one weekend albums like In the Morning or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, House of Balloons or something?
Yeah, House of Balloons, and then like Amine had his first project in a similar-ish time band.
Mhm.
I was getting into like pretentiousy, musicy parts of Tumblr.
So when Chris Brown's bodyguards got beat up by Frank Ocean, like
Because
where were you?
I was on the streets. I was seeing that live. I was
You
showing
were
people. I was like,
yeah.
yo, actually being gay is lit. So
Yeah.
so
Okay, okay, that's okay. I guess that makes a lot, like a little bit more sense. Actually, sort of makes a lot of sense for you. I was gonna say like I'm gonna like sort of reveal like some of my battle scars here. Um, my my like background with Tumblr, like y'all remember that super hulag? Y'all remember that super hulag? Go ahead. Hey,
sound
y'all
off in the chat. Sound off in the chat right now.
I'm up in the chat. Yeah, I know. I served a couple tours on that. Mind you, I've not seen what is it called? I had not seen when I was like 13 any of those shows, but I knew every single thing about those shows because like I was like a what is it called? I had my finger on the pulse, a cultural sleuth.
Yeah.
Um I was definitely on that. And then the book side, I was like definitely on my Persassy shit. Like I love Persassy bad.
Sassy.
No, Persassy is everything. And like with the new like TV show, like we're losing ancient scripture. Like I'm literally like, no, like Persassy, bro, like Persassy. And it's like sort of like sad seeing like a lot of the fan art now turn Percy into a blonde kid because like the kid who plays Percy in the show is like blonde, and I'm like, oh, like this is like such erasure, it's crazy. But then again, I'm literally like, hey, like you're almost 25, like maybe relax. But then but then again, like I get really pissed off being like, if we can't care about this, what can we care about? You know, like if they take black hair Percy Jackson, they're gonna take away my right to have an abortion. Oh wait, they already did that. Um, you know, when does it stop? When does it stop?
Literally, when did it stop? And speaking of, hey Oda, give us the black characters back. Put the melanin back into Zoro. Put the melanin back into Brook and into Usopp. Why did everyone get so pale after the time skip? And then Netflix is redoing the One Piece right now too, and they
Mhm.
make everyone pale as hell.
Yeah,
No, make them. Some of them are brothers, right?
yeah,
Not just
no,
the Fishman.
yeah. And for my girlies who watch the Winx Club, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yo, the Winx Club. That was when they were like the fairies for real, right?
Yeah,
I had a
that was
I had a crush on the Winx Club.
That was Coachella, like, that was Coachella 2016. No, I remember I would have these really, like, lucid, like, dreams. I wanna say maybe nightmares of me being a fairy, like, from the Winx Club, but for some reason, like, I couldn't fly, and then all the other fairies would laugh at me, and I'm like, "Whoa," and then I wake up and be like, "Oh." Like, scared. Oh my god, when they went from what is it called, Enchantrix to Believix, like my dreams got super weird because like I was like in Enchantrix but everyone was in Believix and I'm like, oh my god, I'm being left behind. And then I'm like, wait, is this sort of like indicative of like my like schooling life? Because at the time the exact same thing was happening where like I just wasn't doing as well in school as my peers.
Incredible turn on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the dream was more about the pressures you were feeling at school than the Winx Club of it all.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
hey, shout them out.
shout out, shout out all that. I was in my dreams like pulling up on the Winx Club here. He's like, "You ladies doing all right? How y'all doing?" I'm like, I'm like 12. Y'all want any apple juice or anything? Like,
Yeah.
no,
And hey, they were super sweet, weren't they?
no, they were mean, but I was like,
Oh.
that's kind of lit though.
And then that translated to real life.
It did. It did. It
You just
permeated
were
through.
afraid of really tall, beautiful women.
Just a constant battle,
Yeah.
constant battles in my life.
Yeah.
Really started from Starfire from Teen Titans.
Oh wow.
She's the goat.
Yeah, I know she is. I was
Mhm.
gonna say like you know it's like really weird that time like when you're like 11 to like I want to say like 14 of like watching media because like you dip your toes into like Loki the Disney Channel originals or like you know the cartoons and stuff like that, Adventure Time and all that stuff, but
Mhm.
then you also dip your toes like hella into like South Park and like rated R movies and then really
Yeah,
intense music and you're like, well, like I am like two wolves.
no, literally, it's like the start of like all of our schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember I used to hide my like iPod in my sock at school, and then I'd go to the bathroom, and I had this like illegal like this like YouTube to MP4 converter app, and I'd
Yeah.
save full episodes of South Park, and then people
Mhm.
would come in and say, "Yeah, I'm just watching South Park in here."
Yeah.
Pants around my ankles, sitting on the toilet. No, I'm just watching South Park though.
Yeah.
Aaron, you've been in there for so long. Are you doing okay? Yeah, I got a new episode. Butters is getting picked on again.
And can I tell you something? I feel like that's like a reason why I miss middle school. I feel like it was performance art in a way that we were all participating in.
Yes.
And I sort of just missed that. Like the idea that we sort of all knew that like this is all one big show and I'm going to be the star of it. Every single one of us thought that. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. It's like really, I think it's so funny because we just like, I was talking to Mel about this the other day, but it's like it's the reason why everything has to be so like post ironic now and have like 10 layers of irony because like
Yeah.
I feel like generationally we were so heavily none of us understood anything and all pretended like we did. So it's like post ironic gives that same feeling
Yeah.
of like yeah like I used to be again watching South Park and Family Guy and I didn't understand the cultural nuances and conversations that any of it was addressing. I was like, look at Joe in the wheelchair, bro. And Cleveland gonna do his thing, like not getting it at all. And they're just like topical jokes. Um,
Yeah.
and now that's why everything has to be layered on layered because I was pitching this Instagram story bit where it was
Mhm.
like it'd be funny to like uh what was it? It was something about like calling like out a celebrity, but instead of
Mhm.
like just posting it in like the words, like actually DMing the celebrity, then screenshotting it and shrinking it and putting like Rio de Janeiro filter on top of it, and then
Yeah.
posting that. And it's
Yeah.
like, and I was just like, you just baked like three levels of irony into that for like no reason. Like it's the same
Yeah.
joke. And I'm like, oh yeah, but like that's what make it hit though.
Yeah. And then you have to ask the question, it was like, what are we so afraid of?
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sort of really over the post irony, and so like now when I talk, like I just like mean it really intensely, and that's been getting me into trouble. Where I'm literally like, "Hey, like like I just can't afford to do this. Like we're just gonna have to deal with it," or like telling people, "Hey."
Ooh.
Not today.
Yo, you should take like a super serious pivot and like you can make that your memoir. You could be like
Yeah.
stories of an earnest girl in a post-ironic world.
Yeah. Can I tell you something though? I love earnestness. I love it. I literally love it when people just really mean what they say. Like, cause it sort of feels like we're sort of standing here together on the edge of glory, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
Uh,
I'm on the edge of glory and I'm hanging on this moment with you. I feel like no one's like really hanging on a moment anymore. And I feel like that's probably the reason why we're all so lonely because we're too afraid to get on the edge of glory.
Yo, low key, that is hella raw because we are not hanging on moments anymore. We're just
No,
Zapdo, just say, yo, don't.
because we're
Now
too
let's
busy
linger,
taking
bruh.
pictures of the moment.
Let's linger on this shit, bruh.
Yeah.
I want that shit that no one can prove. I need unprovable stories in my life. I feel like
Yeah.
I have too much proof of everything. Like, I want to tell stories and my kids are like, nigga, that shit did not happen. I'm like,
Yeah.
go ask your uncles. Go ask your uncles.
Yeah.
They'll tell you.
No, it did though. Or like the best stories where it's just like no one's gonna believe me, but that did happen though.
Yeah, like your door fiasco. Is that too hot? Is that too hot of a topic to bring up live on the pod?
That's too hot of a topic. I don't even want to say accused of a crime because no one accused me, but I felt like I was accused.
She
Yeah,
felt the
and you know the
social pressures of being a criminal for a
yeah,
minute.
legitimately say that one more time for the pod.
She's feeling the emotional pressures of being a criminal.
Yeah. And
In
then
her
I
own home.
literally, and then I like immediately was just like, we need prison reform now. Because like I bet you, because I was accused of a crime that I literally did not commit, and circumstantial evidence will point in my direction, but I literally didn't do that stuff. Like I literally didn't do it. So like now where do we stand? And so like I really want to look into the prison reform, like into prison reform and get people out of jail because like you know what, no one believes you but I do because I've been in your place where like someone has committed me, like said no you did that but I literally didn't even do that, because circumstantially when you look at the circumstance it's going to be different, but the thing is the circumstance is so insane that you're never going to believe me, and now we stand here when you think one thing and I think the truth, and then now what? I'll never be able to convince you. It's like I feel bad for Santa Claus because imagine if that guy is real and he's just like, no, bro, I literally am doing that. But everyone's just like, no, that's ludicrous. That's ludicrous. And he's like, no, bro, I actually do that. I actually do that.
And if you guys could feel the passion of that, in the heat of the moment, Sonia called me to explain the situation, trying to explain her side of it. And I'll tell you what, I believe her, hand to God. I'm a Sonia runner. I believe in our leader Sonia and her truths. But I'll tell you what, that explanation was no good. Explanation was not hitting the way you want it to.
And it's like you ever are in the like it literally felt like a Larry David moment where it's literally like you had to have been there to see it. And so now I'm like now it's like a roundabout way to be like document everything. Document everything because that's how they're gonna put you in prison. The AI is gonna make it seem like you robbed a bank when you really didn't, and now you're stuck in prison because everyone's like, but you did that though, but you know you didn't do that though.
No,
And
it's
so
that's why you got to get the meta glasses, bro. They'll
yeah.
know your every move.
So this is a pro meta glasses podcast because go ahead and get the meta glasses because you know what? If we're already in hell, might as well look around and record it.
No, them meta glasses are low key freaky deaky. I low key don't
Yeah.
fuck with them.
Oh, actually, like if I can really like make a statement on it, I think that if you wear meta glasses like and record people without their permission or just record people in general, like you're a giant loser because like what serves? What purpose does that serve? Unless, and this is a very specific thing, you work at a Dairy Queen and you're just filming you making ice cream. Then I'm like, okay, go ahead and put them glasses on and post the footage because I need to know, I need to see it. Yeah,
but
that serves a purpose.
you know, I also raise you computer guy because I think computer guy is awesome.
Hmm.
Right, computer make these guys gay and horny. Give
Yeah,
this guy computer. Give this guy the best day of his life.
yeah,
think I think that's fair. I think we've lost the art of the humble prank, of the prank that is a net neutral to net positive.
hmm,
Like I think we need more people like that because computer guy, it doesn't really harm anyone. It doesn't really ruin. It's not like accusatory. It's not really putting anything on people. It's just fun and silly,
yeah,
and like the net silliness outweighs the net negative of like a stranger said something to me and I didn't like it. Like,
Yeah.
'cause his thing, the things he's saying, you shouldn't even have a problem with. Make these guys gay and horny. It's like that's just kind of dumb. Like that's
Yeah.
silly, you
Yeah.
know. Ugh.
Yeah,
Mm,
I sort of have a problem with that guy, because I actually don't view him like that. I view him as a modern day wizard. He's doing
mm,
sorcery in the streets, and we're just letting him run amok without listening to the proper channels and protocols. You can't just cast spells on people and act like it's gonna be okay. I
mm.
think I think that like consent is a really big thing. And as someone as computer guy, he's a pretty like high grade level wizard. I'm like I sort of do have a problem with that.
Low key, it's gonna hit so hard when the first lawsuit hits.
Yeah.
Yo, I just fucked the hell out of my best friend because you turned us gay and you ruined my life. I'm so
Yeah. The wizard on wizard like what's it called? Crime rate is going to be skyrocketing because now people are going to be casting spells on each other being like be gay, make these guy gay and horny, make these guy gay and horny. And then everyone's gay and horny and then
Can we talk
now
about
what?
where it's really stemming from?
What?
Nido. I think Nido is a government psyop and they're seeping chemicals into our body. Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure you got it. I'm sure you got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are seeping chemicals into our bodies.
They
When
are.
I touch the Nido, I feel so you know that one scene in Avatar when they connected like the center tree with like
Yeah, the
their
hair.
brains? Yeah, I feel that when I squeeze my Nido. I'm like I don't and but the thing is like I don't believe it's like Iwa or Awa or whatever like that. I believe it's something more sinister and sick.
I also think it's more sinister. Like, have you seen all those things where it's like vapes are conditioning us to suck off robots?
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's true.
I don't know, like low key, it is true, bruh.
Yeah.
We gotta make that the robot's thing and just be,
Yeah.
don't you need another hit? I just changed the flavor. And I'm gonna be in my Wally car, like, I guess.
The concept, the idea of being addicted to robot dick is pretty crazy.
Being addicted, they're preconditioning us to be addicted to robot day.
Yeah. And this is what it's all in service for. And
Man,
then I really have to question, I'm like, so who's really controlling all of this?
that's what I'm
You
saying.
know,
Oh
who
my
is
god.
the robot? I mean, it's not Baymax. Baymax wouldn't do this to me, but like who
Baymax
is?
wouldn't make me suck him off.
No,
He wouldn't get me addicted to sucking him off.
no.
Uh, that's how you know Big Hero 6 is a bunch of bullshit. Because in real
Yeah.
life, robots are way meaner and more sexually manipulative, these robots we have.
Yeah.
Especially because we got freaks like Elon Musk designed behind like the makings of them. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, they're like gonna be freaky as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
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 Or maybe
Yeah.
fortunately, maybe freaky robots is the future. I need to
Yeah.
wait to see what Pope Leo say because I'll tell you what, hey, Chicago Pope got me feeling Catholic again, baby. Chicago Pope is crushing it. His
No,
anti-AI manifesto, go. You're the
the
goat.
idea of the 95 Theses having resurgence in pop culture is crazy.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
Loki, did we influence that? Because I feel like we talked about that a couple episodes.
we did. And I'm low key like, yo, Pope Leo, I didn't know you were a fan of the pod. Yeah, I know. He's a great guy. Like, I know that guy, he's a great guy.
What if he's
I
literally just like, yeah, I like to just like scope out young talent at the IO, and like someone told me about this Sonia podcast. I listened to it at the Vatican.
yeah. And he's like, they were actually really saying some stuff. And I just thought that, how can I use my platform to amplify? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not necessarily take credit, but amplify the words of these really wise and young and beautiful people.
And Pope Leo, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry I talked about sucking off robots a couple minutes ago.
No, because can I tell you something? Pope Leo's literally like, no, I wrote this in the manifesto. It's like it's on page 26. Like, like I'm afraid for you, my child.
I
Is that what the Pope calls you? Like my child? Like, is that what he calls everyone? Like my children? Or like what's going on
my,
with the Pope? Like, how does that work?
my child will reject the offers of Jewel and the Geek Bar.
Yeah,
My
of the
child
street.
will smoke it with Marlboro Reds like his
Yeah,
ancestors.
yeah. Dude, those are a bit intense though, I will say.
Some reds are nice.
Yeah. No, because the next day it'll like the taste will still be on your mouth and then you can enjoy your egg and cheese croissant.
That's true, and you feel like a smoker after smoking reds.
Yeah.
Which no hate, no shade to smokers. Like shout
Yeah,
out.
but it's just like the thing is though, I would say no hate, no shade to smokers, but literally every time I talk to a smoker, they're literally like, I hate myself, I hate this. This is like the worst thing ever. Um, anytime you talk to them, except for that 5 minutes when they're actually smoking.
And then they're like, this shit hits.
Yeah, no, like, this is actually the greatest thing ever. But when they're not doing it, they're like, it's the worst thing ever. I hate it. I'm literally like fat, sick, and twisted, and I'm like, whoa, like what's going on? Um,
I was with an Asian group this past week, and we had like a little event, and we had like drinks and karaoke, and then we were
mhm,
all like post drink, like squatting, smoking cigarettes outside, and I was
yeah,
literally like, man, my life was supposed to be like this all the time. Like the fact this is like a one off thing is really heartbreaking because I'm supposed to be squatting, smoking cigarettes after having like way too many shots. Like
yeah.
at least like once every other week, I should be getting too drunk, doing karaoke, and smoking outside.
Yeah. Can I tell you something? I feel like we don't I feel like the squatting thing I really identify with. I've been squatting a lot. When I went back to Chicago, all I was doing was squatting. You
Just like
know?
flash montage of you squatting at the Bean, squatting at Montrose Beach, squatting
Yeah.
down.
No, anywhere any place we'd go, I'm literally like, I'm gonna squat real quick. I'm just gonna squat. Um I know it's a great thing, it like relaxes your body. If you have a fart that's stuck, it definitely does get it out. Um
Yo,
no, it's just great. It's a great way to like reconnect with your body, especially if you eaten too much. Like the squat after the all you can eat Korean barbecue.
no, that or I so there's a spot out here that's like a Japanese like what's it called? Buffet sort of deal. And bruh, the tempura farts, hashtag tempura farts TM.
Mhm.
So gross. I was eating just like, oh, tempura fish. Oh, they got tempura veggies. I'm gonna get a
Mm.
bunch of sushi. It was delicious. All you can eat. And the next day at the gym, I was farting in a way that was
Like
so
sour.
and like so uncool and like in a way that I couldn't even control. It was like I'm like hitting legs, I'm doing lunges, and I'm
Yeah.
farting on multiple steps. Like
Yeah.
I'm hearing it over my AirPods, and I'm just like, we all got to deal with this, guys. I can't. My body is falling apart. Like I don't know what you want from me.
No, I think the worst thing ever is the uncontrollable farts that just come out because it's like you really try to clench your cheeks and it's just like they just start coming out in succession to where like at some point you just give yourself over to it and it's literally just like the most humiliating thing you've ever been a part of because it's like everyone around you being like get a hold of yourself but you genuinely can't because like your body is being possessed.
Like fully surrendering yourself to the farts is an incredible feeling. It's like I'm like sitting there, I'm doing calf raises, and I'm just looking around at the people around me like, yeah, I'm farting, guys. I'm sorry. Like I know we all hear it right now. Like I can't do anything to stop
And
it.
then it's like the way people treat farts in society, like it's some moral failing that you farted, even though it's like a natural body response to like having too
No.
much like air in your body. And um I
Like we
don't know. I
all
just think
do it, bro. We all do it. Quit looking at me, bro.
yeah, I don't know why people think it's a moral failing when you let a little toot out and you like had toot toot toot, scoot my boot, smells like,
Yeah,
flour.
and it smells like tempura fish. And
Yeah.
it's not
It
great.
smells like stinky fishy.
Fishy nastiness coming out of my body. Uh,
Yeah. Dang. Well, that's like really brave of you because I would have been like, "Hey, not today." I would have been like, "I'm gonna leave the gym." Oh my god! Speaking of the gym, I just canceled my gym membership because
whoa.
I am taking the big fat and nasty really seriously because this political shit means something to me.
Yeah. And if you have the ability to get fat and nasty right now, I was so fucking nasty. You know that my
Yeah. No, like literally every time you have the opportunity to say it, you pull out that Mike Tyson real quick.
I was fearless. I was ferocious. I was so much fear. I've been
Yeah.
doing a lot at work.
Yeah.
I was an animal. I look in the mirror. I don't even recognize myself. I was the most feared.
Yeah. And you know what? That one little thing, Mike Tyson, you ate that up. Just like
Mhm.
everything else in your vicinity, you ate that little one thing up.
Yeah, and that dude's ear.
Yeah.
Also, he sells edibles now that are an ear with a bite taken out of them. Like that's the shape
Wow.
of them.
Can I tell you something? I really, 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 really want to know how Mike Tyson spends money because the idea that after the career that he's had, that he has to do anything remotely related to like making money at all is crazy to me.
Well, that's what I think it's like that minds like people lose their minds once they get a certain amount of money and they
Hmm.
just think they have to keep earning because they're like my for generations and generations and generations no one will work if I can just grind. And it's like, dude, like just go hang out. Like go
Yeah.
like read books. Like,
Yeah.
you
Or
know,
like relax, you know? Just
yeah,
relax.
start podcasting. I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was like, if you've ever like seen like a rich person in like real life, they're just always so tense.
You know, it's like
Th-
what on earth are you tense about? Like go
Yeah.
like on a trip. Go fly
Yeah.
first class anywhere right now.
Yeah. Always watching, always like looking, always like scanning. I'm like, what's going on? Who's after you? What's happening?
You know,
Yeah.
way franticness.
Yeah.
Way top of the frantic. Speaking of France, not frantic, but France. Shout out PSG. PSG taking out Arsenal, taking out the Gunas. The
Oh my
Goon.
god, speaking of France, oh my god, shout out to the Spurs.
Ah! Ooh, ooh, ooh. My Filipino brother, Dylan Harper, Filipino Malaysian. Ah! The first ever Filipino NBA champion will be announced this year because Jordan Clarkson plays for the Knicks and Dylan Harper plays for the Spurs. So
Nice.
there will be a Filipino NBA champ for the first time ever. There's
Wow.
never been one. A Filipino
Wow.
percent.
Wow. Are you well, I know the Filipino community is shaking right now.
No, and you know how much we love basketball, and we're all too short to indulge.
Yeah. Well,
But
not anymore.
yeah,
There are glass ceilings being broken.
literally, like the Blasian variant is changing the way we can see the world. The Blasian
Yeah.
variant is making it possible for a young Filipino boy to dream of being an NBA champion.
Yeah. And I think that's really powerful, especially in today's day and age. And considering where these teams are coming out of, San Antonio and New York, it's like sort of what we need at the moment. Because we literally could have had an OKC
Freaking
repeat.
yeah, that could have been dark and grim
Yeah.
and scary.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to see that.
Yeah. Like literally no one wanted to see that.
And we got Wemby. He be crying and shit. He's so
Yeah.
lit. He be
Yeah.
crying. He's so proud, and he's just like a good dude. You see, he started like a like reading club for kids, like in
Yeah.
San Antonio, and it's like read like Wemby, and it's like all these books on like space and science that are for kids, and it's like, wow, he's like a good guy. Like he's the
Yeah.
first good guy we've gotten in like a long time. We've had like figureheads in sports.
Hmm.
We haven't had like a good guy who's just like
Yeah.
nah, like let me be helpful to people and talk about how
Yeah.
people Las Vegas is.
Yeah. No, I think he's like a really. I think the entire Spurs team is really big breath of fresh air. They have a person on the team. What's his name? Last name Bryant. Carter
Carter
Bryant.
Bryant, his
Oh
natural.
my gosh, he's literally only 4 years
he,
old, dude. Like he is so cute,
he
and
is
I think
pops as hell.
yeah, I know. He just has a great vibe about him, and I feel like it's really wonderful to see leaders like Wembayama and like being able to foster those types of spaces where it doesn't have to be macho bro all the time. It could just be people being themselves. Which I honestly think, even though people hate on Gen Z, I feel like what I'm seeing is like that being ushered into like the mainstream of like everyone sort of just like being like themselves a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um,
And like the coolest people, because I think you even see with a lot of Gen Z influencers where it's like
mhm.
even some of the ones who you would think would be like assholes, like their actual vibes are very like no, like everyone should be able to like do their own thing and like it's cool. I have this, but I think like Gen Z is like hella platforming people who are like just like respectful and like not even necessarily like oh they represent every person and like I feel like the millennial side was so like by the numbers like
Yeah,
proportional representation but he like now it's more just like emotionally like no it's just like it's a safe space to be whoever and it's not cool to like be a prick.
yeah, and I feel like those are the aftershocks of the red wave. Um, that hit, if you're out there and you've been affected by the red wave, go ahead and call your senator and cuss them out.
Yeah.
Um because you earn that, you deserve that. You've been through hell. And I feel like even though like it's really bad right now, I feel like we're sort of getting out of that wave. I feel like people are really sick and tired of people just being hateful. I
Yeah.
feel like what is it called, owning and then being hateful. I feel like there has been a transition into the owning compilations versus everyone just being like, you're sort of just being a prick.
Yeah, I do. I think it's like, well, because I think it's like they juiced the whole hatred thing as much as they could, like financially, like the bigger powers that be,
Yeah.
and like it's like the hate. I think it's gotten to the point where it's like, man, I've been hating these people for a while, and now we're in charge, and my life still sucks.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, maybe the hate was never the right thing because it's like I hated them and I
Mm,
loved you guys because you said we should all hate them and it'll make life better. But now you got all the power and my life is awful. Like my
yeah.
life
If
stinks.
anything, it's like worse, more worse than before, because at least I could have solace in the hate, but now they're literally like have to deal with the fact that like no matter how much I hate, my life is not going to get better.
Yeah. No,
So like, yeah.
we ought to
I don't
put
know.
them down. Ought to put you all down.
Yeah. No, like I'm like sad for y'all in a way, in a sense, but like I'm actually not, but like in a way, in a sense. What is it called? I actually had a conversation this week with some individuals who are super down the alt-right pipeline.
Mm.
And it was a really interesting conversation, mostly because like I decided to take it in a way that probably like some people wouldn't. With people like that who are like really down the alt-right pipeline, I know like a lot of people have this inclination to be like, I have to convince them that they're in, like they're literally insane because they are, or like try to tell them like, no, this is the truth and you've been lied to. But I feel like especially now with the people with the alt-right pipeline, like it's just really not worth your time or their time or anyone's time to try to convince them otherwise. Because if you're still today like, oh, like we should hate all immigrants and we should hate gay people and we should like have like women be slaves in the home, like if you still genuinely believe that that's going to give you a better life, like hey bro, like that's just like obviously there's something like in your mind that like is just going to think like that. So like instead of me trying to convince them and have a debate, I'm like, no, like let's just have a conversation. And I was just like really dissecting like why do you think the way you think? And then also where your drop-offs from reality start, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because I think that each individual has like a different set of where their reality drops off. That's like really interesting because it's like, oh, you think that people, we should be harsher on criminals, okay, what do you say to like one in like there's like one in every like 20 people who are on death row are exonerated after like they're put to death, like what do you think of that? And they're like, oh, that's not right. And I'm like, yeah, so do you think we should still be harsher on criminals? And they're like, oh, like, well, like it's more complicated than that. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I just told you how it's complicated, now what do you think? You know, and they don't like the questions because what is it called, their you know, their YouTuber hasn't told them how to think about that.
Yeah, they don't have more than a two click, like two sound bites to argue any of their points. And I agree. I think like conversations are more helpful because it's like I've had a lot of those conversations like with like I mean just being from the Midwest, you know, the vibe
Yeah.
with like folks back home, and it's like yeah, it's like and it's like you they're it's almost sad 'cause it's like you're fundamentally missing how you could live even the life you want to have.
Yeah.
You actually could live it now, like
Yeah.
the things you want, because it's like okay, you feel this way, but it's like and again like the only time it really gets dicey is when it's just like comes from like a Christian morals ground where they're just
Yeah.
like because it's wrong, then it's
Mhm.
like okay, like you're lost, like you're gone, you've American Protestantism has like corrupted your brain.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's like I agree. It's not really, and it's almost like it's not worth fighting. Like I think there are a lot of people who are a lost cause, but it is worth understanding how they think and how they
Yeah.
got there, so we can figure out how to make sure that more generations don't keep thinking that way. Because it's like,
Yeah.
because yeah, like you said, it's not rooted in real life. Like their thoughts
No.
are rooted in like a fantasy version of life, where it's like, oh yeah, if you actually like thought about all the factors at play, your plan doesn't even get you what you want. It's literally the Trump shit right now. It's like
Yeah.
your plan got you $5.60 gallons of gas. Like
Yeah.
your entire plan is working exactly how you drew it up, and it fucking sucks for you. And
Yeah.
your life sucks, and you don't make money, and you work terrible hours, and your house is dog shit. Like this is the play. You drew up the play.
Yeah, and I feel like at this point, the more interesting conversation isn't to have a debate, but to really just dissect how you guys like how they feel about it. It's like, okay, we're doing everything, now what? Because I feel like they're really struggling with the now what. And I don't know, it's just like interesting to hear the perspective because like their brain starts glitching and then they're just like, okay, we're gonna agree to disagree. And I'm literally like, no, dude, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just like, how do we solve this problem that's obviously super apparent in your life?
Yeah, and it's like I do think the big money evil Republicans did win. They did their big one with
Mhm.
facts don't care about your feelings,
Yeah.
because it convinced their entire own like fan base that their feelings don't matter. You
Yeah.
know? And it's like they don't even, and like they'll I'll be like, well, facts don't care about your feelings. Here's the facts. And it's like, okay, you're actually they got you because now your inner feelings of maybe this party's not working for me or maybe it's not this. You're like, well, but on the numbers, the crime rate's down, so we got to stick with it. It's like, no, like they fully brainwashed them into just being like fucking like number crunching morons.
Yeah.
Who can't like,
And mind you, the numbers are not fact checked at all.
yeah.
Like at all. And
No.
I'm like, dude, where like I literally asked them like because they were like quoting like some statistics and I'm like, oh dude, like where are you getting these numbers? And they're like, oh, like it's just from some place. And I'm like, oh, where? And they're like, I'm like, you could look it up. I'm like, that's totally fine if you want to pull out your phone. Like it's not like, we're having like a debate on like a public stage. Like we're just having a conversation. And it's just like, no, like I just like don't know where it is. And I'm like, okay, so now what? Like where is the reality of this conversation?
Yeah.
Where do we have the ground floor? Because it feels like we're sort of just free falling.
Yeah, because if we're just trusting your gut on this and we're pulling out the phone and we still can't prove the claim that is like central to your ideology, like I hate to break it to you, Buster. I think you lost.
No, I no, and it's not even like lost. I'm just like I'm literally like, dude, what is real to you? Like what is real? Like where are we? Where are we? That's the question I'm trying to ask because I'm trying to hold your hand and be like, I'm just trying to see where you're at. And I'm looking around being like, hey, where are we at? And you don't even know where we are. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the problem.
And low key, it's like we got like T-1 administration until we're all just like sucking off robots and getting jacked off in VR.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the plan because it's like again, like all those people they don't live in reality anymore, and
Yeah.
like the tech gurus are gonna be able to sell them like you can just have your own reality. Like they're
Yeah.
like you're already seeing people make that argument of like, well, reality is subjective anyways. Like what makes something real instead of not real? Like just because
Mhm.
it's an augmented reality doesn't mean it's not real. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like that line of thinking is already seeping into that community, and it's like low
Yeah.
key, like we might get throttled. Like we might get throttled.
Yeah. But also I do think that that community isn't as big as the media portrays them to be anymore.
True.
Um
True.
because I've seen like actually a lot of people like jump from the other side being like, okay, like I hate immigrants, but also I also want to like be like, but I also know that gas costs a lot of money, and so like this is stupid. And I'm not gonna support this anymore because like some people's line is really the gas thing, and I don't know. I feel like it's not as such a big population, but there is like a worrisome factor of like people who just like don't like hearing the word no or you're wrong. People who are really self righteous tend to fall in those categories of just like making their own reality because they refuse to be wrong, and I feel like our society really could do with being more accepting of being wrong and having being wrong not being a moral failure but a place to learn.
Yeah, I think it's like the ex like I'm again not to get way popey on it, but his
Mhm.
whole thing of like he's like it's not even just AI, it's just like our like capital culture at large has changed everything into like just a matter of efficiency. And
Yeah.
then, like efficiency brain, I think has fully ruined people's brains on like you said, like failing in growth and development. And
Mhm.
like I think like sports are always like a nice microcosm to like look at it because like if you look at basketball, right? the amount of guys who are like one and done college players who go to the league has gotten so high that when a player goes to college for 4 years and learns and grows and gets better and then goes to the NBA, people are like, he's a fucking bum. It took him 4 years to make it to the league. Like, and it's like the whole point of all of this was like, you go to college so you learn and grow and become better and then play pro. And now it's like, if you do that and you're not an exception to that rule, you actually suck. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, but like that line of thinking has kind of just made its way to everything where it's like, if you're not the greatest right away, then you might as well just suck altogether. So
Yeah.
no one can admit that they're not the greatest right away. Like everyone thinks that their first thing is just like lit and amazing.
Yeah, and that's why the overall standard has sort of gotten like a little bit lower because people are afraid to make mistakes and then further evolve their craft. And then that's why uniqueness has sort of like been straying away from like the popular zeitgeist. You know, I mean, like if you look at like the top like 20 actors, like they're sort of like doing the same roles, do having the same little shtick. It's sort of just like the things, the background that makes you sort of unique and makes you sort of compelling to watch is now being sort of like sanitized from
And,
like places that it really shouldn't be sanitized from.
and not to make this a Glee boosting moment, but even
Yeah.
watching Glee, it was like because like the I mean, even just think about like old Hollywood, how they used to like go to like city to city and just recruit like people who looked
Yeah.
interesting and it's like, oh, like you look like you could act. Let's get you out to Hollywood. Let's see what you can do, And that's how they were filling rooms versus now it's like the only way they do it is through social media clout. And for social media clout, you have to like conform to a certain consensus that's been built as like this is
Mhm.
what it looks and feels like to be like an influencer or celebrity. And it's like
Yeah.
now, so it's like the crop is just all the same, and they come from
Yeah.
different places, but they're the same person. And
Yeah.
like it's like they're all the same, like IG explore page person, and it's like, bruh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Yeah, but I feel like we're straying away from that because I feel like a lot like you know, I mean like with the movies that are coming out now, like The Backrooms, Obsession,
Yeah,
I mean like those are creators with maybe not like the biggest following ever, but a super specific niche thing. And now it's been given the funding and the exposure that not social media not necessarily grants because of the algorithm, and like look how great they're doing now.
yeah. I think we're actually just starting to like. I think people thought the influencer wave was what like the internet's version of like art and marketing and stuff like that were all gonna be. But I think
Mhm.
that's not true. I think that was just like precursor bubble. And
Mhm.
now we're gonna get into what this future of like a half digital society looks like with stuff like that, where it's like, or like Markiplier's movie, like Iron Lung, like where it's like again, everything's gonna be super niche, but it's gonna be democratized in those niche pockets where it's like
Mhm.
everyone can kind of like be involved and the community can do stuff. And
Yeah.
I do think this is a fantastic segue into recommendations
Mhm.
because I wanted to talk about I Love Boosters. I
Mhm.
love Boosters. Boots Riley, my fucking goat, the goat. He's so sick. Everyone go watch I Love Boosters now. Go see it in theaters. Watch it if you can on the big screen. It's just so fun. It's so silly. It's all about like again also just like how we need to band together and how we do have power if we work together, and we can't just like take the bullshit people throw at us and just like walk with it. And also like I think it was a really good commentary on how important it is to see each other as like on the same team. It's like the whole movie's like we're all a part of the same contradiction. So like when the like the movie's about like boosters, people like stealing, and so it's like the boosters, the employees at the store, the workers in the sweatshop, we're actually all on the same team fighting against the bigger corporate machine. But a lot of
Mhm.
the times they get us to all hate each other, where it's like, oh, the workers are mad at the sweatshop people because they're not producing on the right timelines, and then the workers are mad at the people who are stealing from them because they're like, you're stealing from my company and I have company pride. And then
Mhm.
like it's like everyone thinks that everyone else is getting in each other's way when it's like really it's like not, like we're all doing the same shit. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautifully told, it's really fun, really silly, really like it's just over the top in the best way.
Mhm.
I love Boosters. Boots Riley, I love
Yeah. Okay, shout out. I have not seen Boosters yet, but I'm going
you.
to hopefully sometime this week. So I'm going to tab heart that recommendation. Actually, no hater energy from me. I think that's actually a great recommendation. If I could probably recommend anything this week, it would definitely be um standing up for yourself.
Mm.
Go ahead and do that. I feel like social media has sort of like warped our perception of like what it means to really stand in solidarity with something. It's not just like a tweet, it's not just like a repost. Like sometimes you standing in solidarity with someone is being like, hey, you can't cut in front of me and the other people of color in this line, white woman. You have to get to the back of the line and we're gonna like say that to your face, even if you're trying to be like, no, it's like totally fine, like I just let me cut. And I'm like, no, it's not totally fine, because you know what, you always cut, you always are at the front of the line. I'm now at the front of the line. Go ahead and get to the back of the line, because that's where you should be, because that's what's fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
T.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that, and I'm gonna co-sign that as well.
Mm,
Like, retweet, repost, all that.
mm.
Yeah, stand up for yourself. Stand up for the people around you as well.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, and it's always better to be more vocally advocating for stuff than to not. Like,
Yeah.
you're never gonna kick yourself because you think you shouldn't have stood up for something you believed in. You'll kick yourself for like letting it slide.
Yeah, and then your friends are going to hear about it for the next couple weeks. Save them the strife, save yourself the strife. Go ahead and just say it, because you're going to wish you could go back to that moment and say it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen, Pastor Sonia.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alrighty, well, that's episode 10. Thank you for listening. We love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.